tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from the bourbon capital of the world, Bardstown, Kentucky, she is Jessie Jones.
David, I got to admit, I'm a little confused here. What do the Dixie Darlings, why do they have the World Tag Team title?
What is this, Steven? You're right. I don't know why they have the Tag Team Championship titles.
We've got a main event coming up with the Tag Team titles, David.
Those are Adrenalines and Fire. They're the Tag Team Champions, not these two. What's going on here?
Hey, David. Look what I found.
What is this, Jessie Jones? You guys aren't the Tag Team Champions of the world.
Hold up. Now, I know everybody thinks I'm a dumb redneck, but I do know that possession is 9/10 of the law. And we just happened to find these belts. What kind of irresponsible, disrespectful champions can't keep up with their titles?
You mean you just found them? What does that mean, you just found them?
We just found them. So me, being the good sport and good person that I am, I'm bringing them back. But I would like a reward for doing the right thing.
A reward for returning the Tag Team Championship titles that aren't even yours? They're Fire and Adrenalines? I don't negotiate with terrorists. I don't negotiate with what I believe are thieves.
I didn't steal anything, David, and all I'm asking for is for a title shot. If you think Fire and Adrenaline are fighting champions, ought they not defend their titles in exchange for us giving them back?
I got an idea. All right, Jessie Jones, I'm not gonna reward you. I'm not gonna negotiate. But let me ask you this. You've admitted those championship titles are Fires and Adrenalines. If you do the right thing and give those back to me so I can give them to them, maybe I'll have some consideration.
I think that's fair, David. I think that's more than fair. Come on, Jessie. You got a chance to do the right thing for once. Return the belts.
Mela, please go ahead and get those championship belts that are Adrenalines and Fire. All right, thank you, Jessie Jones. You fans can give him a hand, being honest. But I'll tell you what, Jessie Jones.
I'm honestly shocked we saw Jessie Jones do the right thing for once.
Since you did that, I'll give you a bit of a consideration. If you can beat the next team that's coming in, who are the #1 contenders for that championship title, then indeed, I will give you a shot rightfully for the championship titles against Adrenaline and Fire.
That sounds fair to me. You want a shot at the belts, take out the #1 contender.
Deal! You got it, Jessie Jones. You got a deal. Shaul Guerrero, take it away.
And their opponents, from Boston, Massachusetts, and the fields of the Coachella Music Festival, ladies and gentlemen, Sassy, Massy, and Chantilly, Chella!
David, I must give you kudos for your diplomacy there. That was quite an effective way to solve a hostage situation.
Well, sometimes you gotta negotiate. And they had the titles, they had the belts, and Fire and Adrenaline need them back. But I gotta find out what the heck happened. Why did these two have them?
I honestly can't believe that for once Jessie Jones did the right thing, David. I'm taken aback right now. I'm shocked.
Chantilly, Chella, lighten up the crowd right now. Sassy, Massy.
Sassy, Massy, Chantilly, Chella. David, here comes your favorite part.
I love it. They're fantastic. The two of them are in the ring right now. Oh, it dropped short.
A little short.
Dropped short.
Chantilly, Chella, Sassy, Massy, they are the #1 contenders to the World Tag Team titles of WOW, and they must defeat Jessie Jones and a member of the Dixie Darlings.
Well, that's going to be interesting now that we've got the championship titles with us, Steven. Which one of these teams will advance? Speaking of titles, we got Tessa and Serpentine tonight. The winner, that's obviously set up for the Beast, but that's only if Jungle Girl isn't back. And we've heard she's back in Virginia, but haven't confirmed it quite yet.
Jessie Jones and Chantilly Chella starting off the mats. Chantilly with a wrist lock. Jessie Jones reverses into a wrist lock of her own. You don't want to get into a game of battling arms with Jessie Jones, because Jessie Jones takes out arms like nobody else.
Here she goes with a headlock, reversals.
Jessie Jones has a headlock locked in on Chantilly Chella. Chantilly reversing it into a headlock of her own.
Takeover by Chantilly Chella.
Chantilly has Jessie down. She's got to watch the shoulders. 1-2 and a kick out by Chantilly.
Chantilly's a high flyer. This is unusual in the fact that she's going for this. Usually she takes out her opponents with those fabulous drop kicks that she has.
Exactly. A lot of strikes, a lot of aerial maneuvers, but now she's implementing more of a ground and pound. But that's Jessie Jones' game. You don't want to match ground and pound with Jessie Jones.
No, sir. And you don't want to give her an arm's length.
Not at all. Chantilly Chella with a headlock locked in, front face lock on Jessie Jones. Jessie Jones trying to get to a vertical base. And she reverses it.
Oh, look at this. Almost had that arm.
Chantilly Chella, very wise moves here.
Just like an MMA fighter, she went for that arm, Steven.
You know, it's very interesting. We've seen Chantilly Chella grow and thrive as a competitor here. And wow, she's picked up so many interesting tactics. As you noted earlier, normally we see these strikes that we're seeing now. She's really added a lot to her game in recent weeks. Kicks to the midsection. Chantilly with another strike.
Right in the throat.
Jessie's reeling. She's dazed and confused.
Chantilly, did you see that unorthodox
interesting roll
takedown?
up. Very interesting roll up by Chantilly Chella. Jessie Jones kicked out at 2.
Jessie thought, but Jones may have thought she was going to go forward, but when that right leg went behind her, took her backwards. There's the drop kick I'm talking about, right there.
A lot of air from that drop kick on Chantilly Chella. Nobody does it better. Jessie Jones kicking out. Look at the pain and anguish and the torment on the face of Jessie Jones. Chantilly Chella really taking it to her here.
I'm always excited to see Chantilly Chella in the ring.
Beautiful
because
knee
she
into
gives
the
us
corner.
those great drop kicks.
Beautiful knee in the corner. Jessie Jones doesn't know what day of the week it is.
Chantilly going up high. There's a tag. Now I'm gonna just say, let me look. This is Joelynn, I think.
Joelene.
No, it could be Joelynn.
Sassy Massy taking it.
Just as I thought I could tell them apart, Steven. I guess
David,
I gotta see.
you've had a lot of trouble in recent weeks because they pulled the old switcheroo not only on their opponents, but you and me here at the table.
Yes, Sassy Massy.
Trying to get this crowd into
body
it.
right to the side, right to the front of one of the Dixie Darlings.
Sassy Massy has her down. 1, 2. Jessie Jones was going to get involved in that one.
I believe this is Jolene Darling in the ring. Jolene Darling being put against the ropes by Chantilly and Sassy. Her twin sister, Joelynn, is on the outside.
Sassy Massy really taking it. And Chantilly Chella using her partner as a weapon here.
Right onto the back of Jolene Darling.
1, 2, kick out by Jolene.
Jolene Darling goes to the outside. Jessie
David, we gotta
Jones
watch
coming
these two.
in. Jessie Jones trying to come in. Jeff McGowan keeping it. Action now. Chantilly Chella goes to the outside.
David, we've got both Dixie Darlings out on the outside. If we can't tell them apart here at the table, can their opponents tell them apart?
Well, she just threw in Jolene.
Did she, David? They were both down on the outside.
But oh my! Jolene, it's a Jolene.
She's got the armbar locked in. Look at this armbar.
That's it.
She tapped out. Wow. The
Ladies
Dixie
and gentlemen,
Darlings.
here are your winners, Jessie Jones and the Dixie Darlings.
You think they did it again, but it was Chantilly Chella that went to the outside. And she followed them and then picked one up. I thought it was Jolene and tossed her back in.
David, we can't put anything past the Dixie Darlings right now.
Well, they're gonna get their match for the Tag Team Championship. Right here, fans, you're gonna see it. The Tag Team Championship titles that are owned by Adrenaline and Fire will go up against the Dixie Darlings, Joelynn and Jolene. And I guess with Jessie Jones, that's all gonna come to WOW, Steven. Fans, stay tuned.